Okay, this video is on how to do a torch. So let me show you the demo here. Alright, so animate a torch and also have like a light glow around it so you only see part of it. Alright, so let me show you how I did that. Alright, so first you make an object called control, then you do add event, create, then a coded sheet. Now if you want the torch to animate out when it first starts, initiates when it first starts out, then add this code back in, because right now it's graded out because I wanted the torch to already start before getting into the room. So this will actually make it grow out of the torch bottom, and then it'll expand and show completely. So let me show you that real quick. See, it kind of grew, it came up. So I didn't want it in there, so I just took it out. So it's just basically saying it's going to grow at 90 degrees up. And so you could more or less change that 90 to 180. I believe it's going to go the other direction. No, I think it has something to do with how big it's going to grow for the most part, I believe. Let's just set the direction up. So yeah, so 90 degrees goes up, 180 goes to the left, I believe, 0 is at right, and then down's 270. So you could change this number to 270 if you want the flame to go down. You make the flame go 180 going left, 0 going right, and then 90 going up. So that's what's happening here. And then create the flame, which is going to be, this flame is this image right here. Now I'll show you in a minute what that is all about. The depth's at 0. So in the flame image here, I created this in Photoshop, but you could do this in this Game Maker program by just making the background black, then using the airbrush tool to spray your circle by choosing one of these circles here, then spraying. See how that happens. So I just made this in Photoshop and used this airbrush tool in Photoshop, and then I used the finger smear to smear the white to make it look more like a feathery flame. And then I have the origin at 124, Y is 161. So this is the position where I want it at on the torch bottom. So if you change these coordinates on the crosshairs, it's going to put it someplace else other than the torch bottom. And then you do a create, coded sheet, and then the speed of it's going to be at 1, the area 0.8, and then the image alpha. I'm not sure what the area means. Let me change these numbers here. Let me see what happens. Okay, so yeah, it makes it smaller. So you change the numbers to a larger number, it makes the flame smaller, and you can see the growing effect happen. And I thought I took that growing effect out. No, I didn't. I kept it in. So if you didn't want it to grow when you first start the game, then just take this code out from the control panel. Just grade it out by doing these slashes here, and I think there's a better way of doing the graded out slash is, I think you just put a 1 slash and a asterisk, and it takes out all of it at one time. No, it still doesn't grow. I'm not sure what's causing it to grow. Well, anyways, I'm going to move on because I'm not sure. But so you change this area to like 4, then it's going to be larger. In the step event, this is going to talk about the flickering, how much flicker you want for the flame, and then the speed of it, and then it's going to destroy at a certain height. So once it expands, it's going to get to a certain point, and then it's going to be destroyed, and then it's going to repeat again. And the reason why I have a repeat, because I used a timer in it, but I will talk about that in a minute. Okay, so I talked about the step event here, talking about the flickering, the speed of it, then it's going to be destroyed at a certain height. Then the end step here. Okay, this talks about I've already talked about this before, the light glow. It's got a light glow on it, and the size of it is 250. It's going to do the blend mode of subtract. You're subtracting the black from the white, and the blend is normal. So I've already talked about this before in my other video, so I'm just adding an extra piece of code to this to make it look more realistic here. So it's just basically talking about the size of the cutout of the glow for that's going to go on top of your torch. Then you have a draw event, and then this is talking about the color of the torch, what color you want it. So you change the colors here. So if you want this blue, you can make that blue if you wanted to. And let me see what happens. And then the depth of it is -100. So yep, so it's blue. But it doesn't look that realistic compared to the orange one for some reason. Orange looked a little more realistic. Seemed like it gave you more of a blend color of different lights and darks. I know you probably could add another color. No, looks like you only can add the one. Unless you copy this code here and you add it down here again. Look at that, that's pretty nice. Like a purplish blend color, so it looks like you can add more colors to it if you wanted to. Green. Oh. I'm going to save this real quick. Yeah, so you can play around with the colors, see you get different, and that looks too, can't really see the colors there, it's blending in too much. Alright, and then let's see, then you have the torch bottom here. So it looks like I added in the crate for, and then add a coded sheet. Then this is going to talk about the direction of, again, the direction of the flame again. I don't know why this is in here. Let me take this. It needs to be in there for some reason. Basically so what I'm pretty much doing here is, this is where it repeats. So it's going to continue to repeat, it's not going to go away. So after 10 milliseconds it's going to repeat again at the same height, and then it's just going to keep repeating. If you didn't want to have the repeat in there, you can take this alarm out, and it's only going to repeat one time, and then it's going to disappear. So let me show you. See? And it disappears. That's it. And the reason why the cone's not there is because the light follows the glow pretty much. Yep, see, I have that light glow I had on there that I talked about in my previous videos. It went with the actual color light of the flame. So that's why the cone is not there anymore. Because it's attached to, the light is attached to the image itself. This light code right here is attached to the flame image. So when the flame image moves, the light itself is going to move with the flame image. So that's what you want. I mean, because that's, fire is light. So but if you want that, if you want it to keep repeating, just add your timer in there. You could probably change the direction if you wanted to do something else, maybe. Pretty cool. But if you wanted to go back up, you would have to use a different way of doing it. I don't know, I could change this back to 90 here. Then you could make this alarm 1. Alarm 1. Copy that. Put in alarm 1. Then you're going to make it bounce back to alarm 0. Then in here you could change the code to 270. Now let's see what happens. See, and then you get it going top and bottom now. And this is not really a particle effect. It looks like a particle effect, but it's not. So you should not run into any issues with it crashing on you. And the one other thing I didn't talk about was the lighting. So in the crate you put coded tag in there, and this talks about the actual glow that's going to be put onto the image of the fire. So this is just this is where it's going to be put on the surface crate. Then you do a step event, and then talk about the surface set target to light, then the color you want it. Keep it white because that's going to make it clear and transparent. And then it does do the reset target, so it's kind of like, it is kind of like a particle in a way here. Resets itself so it doesn't mess up with your memory of your Android device. And you do the draw event, have blend, subtract. You're pretty much taking away you subtract a certain area of the image, which is your white, your transparency. Then you have a blend effect here happen, and then you draw your surface light. So you're pretty much making like a cutout image of your, and placing it onto your fire image. So it's kind of like it's a cutout, but then it has a fade around the edge of the cutout to make it look like it's really truly light. And you only see a portion of it because the outside area is black, and in the middle is a cutout with a fade around it, and that cutout is where your fire image is at, so it looks like a glow effect from the fire. And then the depth's minus 500. Okay, so I think this pretty much concludes this video. Just download this Game Maker thing here and check it out for yourself. You can play around with it and get it to do different things. Change, instead of making it 270, maybe make it 0 real quick. I'm just gonna see what happens there when I change the direction of the flame. Yeah, see, it just goes out the direction, and you probably could actually make another direction on it too. Copy that, paste that, and make it go 180 maybe. I see it goes on the other direction too, so look, that's pretty cool. And like I said, you could mess with the crosshairs and make this flame go down below the torch area here so it doesn't look like it's popping out. Alright, thanks for watching.